Might as well tell you a little more for your walkthrough. You know, one thing is I noticed when I was looking at the original, you know, the first movie with me, it looks like I have no teeth. And it's because of something else you're going to find in the walkthrough, because now, if you notice, I have teeth again. And you see this? It's milk thistle. It stains. In one of the movies, it's a movie about my personal routine, which can help you a lot. See, I'm trying to give you every blessed thing I can, because I know if you don't need it, or if you're just too dumb to use it, somebody else will need it and be smart enough to adopt it. Now, morning routines and milk thistle do not cure herpes. Let's just make that clear, okay? But anyway, you know, they still help make a context for you to be in a condition where you will help yourself and cure your cancer and do everything you have to do. You know, I had a couple of friends of mine came walking by here with their pooch a little while ago, and I asked them if they'd make a movie for my homepage, and they said no. I'd never asked why. I just said, oh, fine, okay, you know. And that was dumb. They should have made the movie, because one of them's going to get something. And they would have started curing things when they made the movie. So, but they didn't, you know, they just don't get it. I talk to people about the Cure Drive out here. Everybody, they see my bumper stickers, which are on all 4 windows of my car. And they did pass my car and see it. So they, you know, you can't miss it. It's the one with the 4 bumper stickers on it. And so, but they just don't get it. They don't understand it, and they'll just be sitting in the doctor's office getting told there's nothing he can do, because that's what they tell you. Or they tell you they have some symptomatic treatment, or you've got a 60% chance, or whatever, you know. And so anyway, they walked on without realizing, which I have not been nice enough to inform them of, since they haven't. See, you have to earn hearing what you're hearing now. And you earned it, you know. You did lesson 1. You went all the way through the walkthrough, and now you're listening to this. So now you get to hear the next thing. See, you rate being told the thing I'm telling you, which is that when I tell you to do something or ask you for something, do it. That's the smart thing to do. It's not optional. This stuff is not optional. Now, okay, if you test not to do it, then you should not do it. Okay? Absolutely. You know, because a lot of time when I'm asking for things, they didn't test. My friends, I mean, I love them, you know, and we stopped and talked for a while about, the funny thing is, I never would have even mentioned this to you, but it was what we talked about after they refused to make the movie that got me to thinking, you know, and I decided to tell you what I'm telling you here. There was a woman who was raising dogs. She had 30 dogs that she was planning to sell, and she died of cancer. The dogs are now at the ASPCA, and it was on Bay News 9. And boy, like we all felt so bad about it. And I was telling him, gosh, you know, if people cure cancer, like if she had only found out that she could have cured it, those little dogs would be getting like homes now, you know, with upscale people who could pay for them too, probably. Australian Shepherds, Pomeranians, I mean, they were like wonderful dogs. So, like, and my friend Mary Ann came through here, and I've been telling her about the Cure Drive, and so did Barb. Barb told her about the Cure Drive years ago. Years ago. It wasn't optional. She has no hair. Mary Ann has cancer, and it looks to me like it's probably going to be terminal. And she's a dog adopter. She's got 5 dogs. She has the cutest little dog. She named it Minnie, and it's this little tiny guy that's faster than all the other dogs. It goes zipping around. You know, it's like a pion, you know. God. Oh boy. So I told him, like, get on the website, and they, she could still cure it. I mean, Charles had terminal cancer, and the doctor arranged hospice care for him, which her doctor hasn't done for her yet, and he cured it. So, this is your walkthrough anyway. This is your site walkthrough. I'm telling you these things. Like, you better take the stuff I say a lot more seriously than the stuff your doctor tells you, because, you see, doctors don't know anything. Isn't it obvious now? Like, haven't you got a clue at this point? Like, these people, like when I talk about, I talk about Andrew Weil somewhere, in this, where I was talking about, my routine, I guess, or somewhere else. And see, they have no real information, because all they have is they have research papers to read, and they have, people's experiences and their own experiences, but what they don't have is actual direct information, like you saw me getting when I was testing through the list of functions. Like, if I had been talking to a shrink friend of mine, which, by the way, I used to be a shrink. Anyway, if I had been talking to another shrink, and the person, and I haven't done that since the 70s, so don't call me for a session, okay? I burned out after 3 years. I hated it. But at least I was smart enough to get out of that, like, soon, Like, Dr. Phil hated it too, and I read his book. It took him 25 years he was doing that before he realized he hated it and didn't want to do it anymore. So now he does these things with, groups and stuff, and he's enjoying himself. And I love doing this because people are actually curing things, Like, when I was sitting there in front of a patient watching him not change, it was driving me crazy. And now I see people they actually cure the stuff. So, but see, you got to realize that your doctor doesn't know anything because he isn't getting a signal. He's not reading your gravitational body and finding the codes or absence of them of cancer. So he doesn't know anything about what you need or what medication you even need. They're guessing, and they make up elaborate architecture. See, when you're a shrink, you realize basically all Western medicine is an elaborate architecture of reasons why to do or not do certain things. And a lot of them happen to accidentally match reality. So, they work. Like, and some of them, I mean, doctors have drugs that really work, okay? There are certain drugs, you take the drug, and, like, they can cure river blindness, for example, Boom, you take the drug, it works. Bubonic plague, you take tetracycline, boom, it's gone. So these things are great. Use them. Not a problem. Not a problem, Use the doctor for what they can do, but look at your doctor after doing a lot of this on the way to the doctor's office and watch him guess. Watch him look brilliant and intelligent. And, by the way, I mean, I know a lot of doctors, and 70% of doctors are natural healers. And some of them really are very intuitive and brilliant. So, don't take everything I say to be the only thing I want to say about something, okay? I'll say something, and then I always say the opposite. So you got to listen to me for a long time to actually understand what I'm talking about. This is very involved. We're talking about curing cancer here, okay? This isn't just about, getting rid of some zits on your face or whatever you came in. I don't know what you came in here for. And also, if you're emotionally challenged and you just want to feel better, and you're thinking, it might be easier to, handle your emotional life, with something like this. The emotional life is the harder thing. It's a lot easier to cure herpes than it is to cure, your anger at your father, okay? That's going to take some time and a lot of work. That's going to be a lot of work. That's in a lot of areas and makes you physically sick in some areas. So this is your walkthrough, and go do it. Get in there and hit them hard, baby cakes.